true as it can be. It's going down yet again, Tom. But these teams, they looked a little different last time we saw them face off against each other. Any hot tips, any favorites from you coming into the server here in the lower bracket?
That's the thing, if you go off the last couple of results, I'd say FNATIC definitely looked better. Like their match yesterday, they make good adaptations. At the same time, FUT getting destroyed like that, I don't expect that to happen again. Like, I would be very surprised if the Vitality match was repeated, and the fact that they've switched up the map pool, even gone into a map where FNATIC looks strong, that makes me feel confident in this team. And by golly, they've done it. They're at the B site.
Not yet. They've started outside the B site, Tom. Perhaps it's 12 rounds B. Who knows what FNATIC have in store for us, as you're alluding to, yes. And as the desk touched on, 12 rounds on the A site. It was quite the consistent affair, but the spike is here. It's made it to B early on, as have FNATIC crossing the site now. But it will not last long on the site with Zeus around, Sheriff in hand, and he's ripped two heads clean off. AtaKaptan, so he's in trouble. That's the pick right back. Chronicle, he's been putting up big numbers on this breach, and he's not looking to change the script anytime soon. Back to a 3v3. It's winnable for FNATIC, Tom, but they have lost a lot of HP.
That's the reason this guy's the #1 rated breach, and although his utility's good, his shots are better. The thing is, though, they're up against Zeus, looking to take over the round. He might just even start it with an ace!
We saw FNATIC go to the other side of the map. We saw them get on site, and there was a little bit of a hiccup. Chronicle, a player who's delivered, steps up yet again for the double, but it doesn't matter in the face of this brilliance. A young guy on the server, and the only kill for his team.
Okay, they've seen everything we've got on one side. Let's try and put pressure on the other side. kaajak has just gunned it all the way down mid, taking a lot of space for the team. And it does seem like pressure eventually is going to come in onto yetujey, but I'll be honest, it might be his first time playing this agent. I have a lot of faith.
Yeah, no doubt Amanda can put up numbers. See if that shift in utility to this side of the map reaps any reward for them. At least the kill in the wall that slows down reinforcements. It's cut them into a slower play that kaajak takes advantage of, creeping his way through the spawn. Good trades by Chronicle. Spike retrieved. The man advantage on the back of it. Still, though, blow for blow with the weaponry FUT have brought to bear in this round, it's not a terrible start.
FNATIC are clearly questioning where those remaining two are going to be. You'd have the expectation after finding that many kills over on the B side of the map that they will make this rotation in. The only worry here is what weaponry can be retrieved. Because like right now, you talk about this 2 versus 3 if the spike was down on the B site with not only having post plant available for Boaster, but also Chronicle alive in the late round. I'd be very confident. If maybe another gun goes into the hands of FUT and they get into an after plant retake over on A,
spike planted.
I wouldn't say it's likely, but I feel like there's more possibilities than there were with him running in with the Spectre.
I'll give you that. Time, though, is going to be the issue for FNATIC. Even with this composition, they're playing on site. In a way, this may catch them off guard. If you're FUT walking back in, not just the utility, the star, the stun, but the rolling thunder you highlighted, Tom, this is a lot of utility that should be in main, and instead it's sitting on the site. AtaKaptan caught off guard. Nice shot by qRaxs, and he tried right down middle. I thought this could have been a contact eventually. They might shift it, but no, the rolling thunder's gone in. And so too of the players. Alpha already through the choke point. Boaster good for the trade at least, and it's a flurry of frags for the side of FNATIC. B has been overwhelmed, and the players on the other side of the map, Tom, with credits where they're at in a 2v4
going towards the A side. Divide to try and open up the A side. Again, yetujey has been put under pressure, but he's done well. He's used those vines to delay as much as possible, and there's still the wall that they have to get past. FNATIC almost have to time this together, otherwise players are going to be trapped, and that has happened. Boaster left outside the site, and they can isolate these battles, leaving crashies alone. And well, Boaster now with an operator, still with the spike. At the moment, because I think like, and then on A they're playing more heavily aggressive so that they could potentially fight this one back. FUT are reading that ultimate is in place. It's just whether or not those two players can hold the line.
kaajak, well, he's not getting past that line, and Zeus has stepped in to help from above. Sure, they found their pick with the Hunter's Fury, but no access to sight for now. FNATIC are left outside of A. At this point, 25 seconds. If they're going to go somewhere else, which it looks like they are, they'll need to be fast. They'll have Vice utility to contend against, and Vice just around the corner. yetujey even activates the Thorns just in time. 15 seconds. Why not? Put it down now. Smoke for Heaven at least going to be in play. But Boaster has to bide his time. He won't be helpful in getting this spike down. In fact, it needs to be planted here and now. No time. If the spam works, it could be the end of the game. The end of the round at the very least. But AtaKaptan punishing Boaster. Not caught out by the flank. A 3v2. The advantage is still there for FUT on the defense.
There's going to need to be a shot connected. See the defense already locking them into the site, but that's where they already were. crashies trying to get up close, but he's been spotted. Leaves him in no man's land. It's all left onto Chronicle. He's been fantastic with this breach operator. Not something I thought I'd say before, but can he win them the round? Two players still standing, watching his angle. He lands another. And in fact, he knows the player's not on the spike. He's got the aftershock to delay them completely. A 1v3 on a breach with an up, and sure, the final shot won't go in the utility. Drone's gone through as well on A, so now they're selling a ruse of their own. The problem is they've not won the first fight. That's xeus finding the kill. Now the wraparound from Alpha takes some extra space. Those players are both isolated on the same angle.
And very worried about Alpha. He could be coming into Heaven right now as well. They've got to make a move. They swing into heavy traffic. Stun goes in. kaajak right after it. The double is clean. And Alpha has had a slower start to this map, showing up. We saw it earlier on, his mid-lurk. He was sneaking his way up the entire round, and the timing absolutely perfect. A large part of that being yetujey. He pops his flash, and as a result, here's a drone coming his way. Of course, the assumption then is that there's some players there, and they want your sight. So the rotation is called. That means eyes are not on Alfajer as he walks through, and the needle very much.
I guess the tagged up player playing a bit more of a risky angle. We'll see if it pays off, because I think he's going to be seen.
Yeah, fair to say that kaajak has a vague idea on where he's sitting. He's taking a big risk, though, with that swing. A mechanical mistake. Alfajer goes down. Both ults used. No effect. And the dangers avoided by individual brilliance by a man with 33 HP, destined for death at the start of the round. And although Destiny finally catches up with him, the advantage, tangible. Hunter's Fury has been used for, well, effect, to be honest. 12 seconds now. We ran all the way down to the final as yetujey rounds that corner, but he won't be able to deny the plant. What he will do is take Chronicle down, take Boaster out of the equation, and leave crashies to do it on B. Again, this passive setup from FUT, avoiding a lot of that utility bombardment. No ultimates for FNATIC, but post-plant now available will be crashies on the Hunter's Fury. Although I see he's the one bringing the spike in.
That was info. I think that jump spot from MrFaliN has still caught that aggressive position. Space has been taken, but it does seem like FUT are more than happy to play the retake. They've got themselves the Steel Garden. Oh, they almost could have lost it, but also could have gained a kill. Nonetheless, for FNATIC, they've removed some of that util. It's just whether or not they can get into a more aggressive position. I am looking at kaajak, though. That late flank could be everything, but you can see they are constantly checking for this.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago, really, that we saw the impact from Alfajer being able to run up on that flank. Now the ult activated. kaajak uses that as his trigger point to start stepping forward. B site overwhelmed, and players being pushed back by utility. Now, this is a big danger. The defuse tapped, and who can stop it? Hunter's Fury is the first port of call for FNATIC. Already, though, the defuse has gone halfway, but the players, well, they fall. No, they've fallen all the way down.
Stack up from the defenders. That's 1-2 spotted. They both run away. Do they plan for the third?
Surely they do. Okay, well, I wasn't going to give FNATIC the credit for clearing the corner after seeing so many flee. kaajak is again in this position, but because of the aggressive A main spot, they're not quite there with the same level of info gathering. They don't know that he is wrapping up in Heaven. It might not matter. xeus tries to take matters into his own hands, playing quite aggressive indeed. Tucked in behind the box, Alpha comes around, and a nasty surprise awaits him. xeus now looking for a little bit more. Decoy sent out, faking the steps as Heaven attempts to be reclaimed. MrFaliN loses his life for that, though, as kaajak claims the kill himself, and crashies so desperately low, and xeus quickly dispatches them. It's Chronicle and Boaster left in it, but the operator rings out. So does xeus's weapon for another ace. He's dug them out of a deep, deep hole.
Mitch, I think they're going to need a whole lot more if they're going to turn this round in half number 2. very direct B hit.
Yeah, kaajag's gonna have the pressure on him immediately. Gate crash to get out though, so if he can stick around, he can take a few more risks. Zeus, 10 HP. kaajag's already out of here. That's free damage, but converting on it will be different because he's still got a gun in his hands. Boaster will fall. Some of the utility now removed from FNATIC's retake. Weaker weapons in play for FUT, but if they can close distance and pick up that rifle, it'll be wonderful. Unfortunately, they're stuck on that site, kept back by the re-aggression from FNATIC. And now, with the weaker weapons in hand, they still, despite the even numbers, have an uphill battle on their hands.
The main thing against FNATIC at this stage will be that time. It is a perfect start to give them the information. That leaves the remaining players with very little to play with. And while with already qRaxs dealt with, yetujey, he kind of just has to die at this stage just to make sure that he's getting everything he can do. Get that extra orb, trying to deny them. And you know what? He takes one necessarily in this round. But that double push-up of deep control is definitely the most interesting piece here for FUT. Can they make something of this? Isolating Boaster would put kaajag in a tough position. And it feels like they have to go towards B just based on where the spike is.
I think the idea might be for qRaxs to draw their eyes, so they try to push him out of position and walk straight into yetujey. He can be the unknown factor, dodging the Hunter's Fury at least, so he won't be pinged up. And there's a real chance to drop Chronicle and open an avenue for late round work as well. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have doubted Chronicle on that one. He doesn't get over-eager. He doesn't have a lapse in judgment, just holds his ground and delivers the shot when needed. FUT need to find another solution, and the aggression of qRaxs seems to be it. He's up close to the smoke while his teammates fall back further while they set up for post-plant. One away from a Hunter's Fury on MrFaliN. If he can grab a pick on the cross and bail out, it could be huge.
Out of charges.
Trading is the game though for FNATIC. All 5 players are going to try and take these fights together. Smoke going to be put onto the spike. Close range positions might not be expected. That one's easy for qRaxs, but already tagged down to 30 HP. And again, AtaKaptan left completely isolated.
On the head as soon as he peeks. Reactions were impressive. Patience paid off. FNATIC 9-7 as a result. 3 ultimates for FUT. Weaker weapons across the board. They managed to put pressure on players up close. Alpha already having to give up some control of the site. They may, I mean, it's going to be late getting a plant because MrFaliN's actually the one with the spike, and his players overwhelm the site. In fact, they're isolated in 1-by-1 duels. crashies drops 2. Alpha does the same, and this round is...
I don't know how much it did in damage, but it definitely gave little bits of extra space that yetujey was able to capitalize on. This is where the response needs to be had, though. Bear in mind the Alfia, and he does take it, but was obviously in the ultimate.
Yeah, nice and safe. Heaven play, and one spotted stepping into the smoke. That's a big danger, deleted already. If kaajag had the element of surprise, it could have been disastrous. Zeus tries to TP in, and well, TP's out real quick. Out of the round, FUT a man down. Spike still to cross to site. Hopefully won't go for the deep dive down below into the abyss. The problem is FNATIC are already here, boots on the ground. yetujey in with a chance. I thought he was gonna go through that smoke, but no, he sticks around.
They're still feeling like they need to make plays. That's the Steel Garden. They'll take away a fair amount of the weaponry, but the players rotating in are just going to defend. The main thing that's bought, though, is time. That clock is ticking. Baiting out some of that utility is going to be important, but the trade is immediate. Not giving a chance. Putting them now into a 3v5. Make that 4, as MrFaliN's found one. AtaKaptan's position is hugely valuable. He's waiting on the edge. He manages to come out with 2, and that's round over. Chronicle.
You know, I was just thinking, watching
big
this.
plays from FUT. We've had individuals, but then everything has gone straight back to FNATIC.
This is a ludicrous play. This is something that Levin was doing a lot on BBL. The walk down, the ability to gate crash out is huge. And the fact that you're not against a Cypher, the only piece of utility they've got is to cover enough. AtaKaptan's utility is key for this site take.
You can't move players, you can't stun them up, you can't have your smokes. Like, it's just going to have to be a dry hit in Boaster. Oh, he's caught in his own utility, though. kaajag still within the site. No ability to escape at this stage, has to stand and fight. And what was looking like a damning position now sits in a 3v3.
Very winnable indeed. Sidestepping the ult, but they were still caught by it. And Zeus, well, one of them was even a headshot, so not mattering so much. He takes advantage of the chaos. Alfajer's left to pick up the pieces in a 1 versus 3. Looks like FUT are charting a course for a 10-9 scoreline. And with the economy where it is for FNATIC, we could see things equalized without too much difficulty. What a recovery this has been. It's not over yet. Maybe Alpha can pull out the play. Okay, no, heavy presence on the B side of the map. Wall to cover the walk-up on A. We've seen this before. And yetujey to cover the mid-push. The side itself has most of the attention, or the attention of everyone except yetujey.
Rolling Thunder, Hunter's Fury, Dimensional Drill. This combo normally guarantees you at least a kill, but in fact it's the attack one used first. Now the defensive one comes in, and that's kaajak who's gone down to it. Oh, that's as bad as that could have gone. Friendly fire on the side of FNATIC, and MrFaliN in the meantime has managed to dance between the utility and find the kills. Now that knife in the back from yetujey leaves just one man standing. And
Spike retrieve. That vice wall used for the A main push now covers their own A main push. Who else is covering it?
Obscuring, blocking,
Receiving perspective. Oh no!
It's always a util. I don't think AtaKaptan's ever playing Astra again after this game.
It's gonna be so frustrating, man. Oh, the Blade Storm's done well to pick up the first, even with low HP. Your opponent doesn't have a weapon out. They'll find it hard to deal the damage. The wall, though, is about to give away the info. The updraft instead, but MrFaliN was sat, ready, and waiting. Zeus up in an advanced position. No gate crash, though. He can't get out of here. He has to stick around, and then he will! A three-piece, and the round put to bed just like that. FNATIC with 30 health. Boaster alone. A reveal online for MrFaliN. Time against him, and a player sat up top. This one isn't going anywhere near FNATIC's favor, and with yetujey close.
Oh my god, Tim. Like, the amount of positions that he's found himself in just to remove all weaponry at the end of the round, or in this case, I believe he took away all their guns. But it was from a side FNATIC looking like they could have had this over the line. FUT have found themselves at the depths already. This B side does have a stack up of players, but none of them currently within the site.
Alpha's looking for the push. And he's found it, or they found him at least. Through the smoke, he tried to back up, but there was no way out. A 5v3 emerges. There's a late flank by yetujey. I don't think he was spotted by crashies. Pixel perfect on the timing. Just shallow enough on the peak, and his kaajak falls. The site itself still contested. The flank definitely coming through. MrFaliN's ran in just to try to end.
Chamber. Here we go, though.
And they're right into taking sand control, no doubt. Zeus is going to be pretty pacey with a lot of these early fights. The guy is on a neon at the end of the day, and you're not playing against a Cypher. So much that he can do. Claiming control up top above the smokes. Looks like Zeus will have to come and join the pack. qRaxs has already ripped 2 heads off, and site has been claimed. An easy plant and a retreat back to A main, defended by a trap wire behind. Although they lose MrFaliN on the way out and some valuable breach utility, this round will be very difficult to recover for the remaining FNATIC players.
They spam up top.
Yes.
I got the aftershock there instead. If I know though, surely we're not going to see another one for the side of FUT. Zeus has already proven that he is the master of the aces. qRaxs can't quite get it over the line. And now crashies has to try and find it back. He manages to get a couple within a second. And it's down to AtaKaptan. We talked about it last time FUT played this map. It was yetujey and AtaKaptan in late round clutches. And while I think he's already done what was needed of him, it will eventually move him out of position, and wow, he'll hit that final shot.
With a strong start, again, you're going to expect pacey hits. Zeus is claiming space consistently. He's not scared typically. You're going to have to at least burn some util to get rid of those Cypher tripwires. They don't exist. No issue then. You just run it down and take control, especially against these pistols. Taking sand and longer range angles should be a safe enough bet. But Alfajer, he's got the headhunter. Didn't find the head, but the body on AtaKaptan is enough. And a 5v3 with the spike planted. This is a very winnable round for FNATIC. All of a sudden, Alfajer's got another! And that is outrageous.
This is starting to get scary. More than scary. The only thing now is that a lot of that weaponry has dissipated. No more bullets left. It will come down to trades. This is kind of where I want to see the FNATIC players group up look to play this one together instead. Some isolated fights, but it doesn't matter. They're going to win every single one.
Presumably, whether it's going to see usage anymore, well, that is the question. Not much of a question, I imagine it won't. Side has been taken by FUT, but a complete retake setup from FNATIC. They're far back. They're not looking to give any opportunities away to their opponents. And so they shall have to wait. Hunter's Fury is there. Operator for Alpha is there.
Here.
But with FUT getting this so quickly, they did burn up a lot of utility at least. It's still going to be quite difficult. They've got a lot of positions that they're... It's a blind Hunter's Fury. It does clear heaven though. Doesn't get the kill.
Dancing for his life, the rest of the players. Relatively passive, pop flash utilized in an attempt to delay. Already going to have to try and dodge some of that utility thrown in. yetujey has found one to sort of kick things off, and the trade's going firmly in the favor, and as that clock ticks, it gets tougher and tougher. A nice shot from kaajak to end it, but it will just be the escape.
Round that goes by, where Zeus isn't sliding into an angle once those barriers go up. Feels like a round wasted, but he doesn't find any contact. Because FNATIC are constantly wary of this, as you can see. They're falling back and taking them as they push in.
Yeah, pretty happy. Just play on those angles, and for Zeus, this has not been the start that they've been looking for. Even still, though, they will end up with FUT in that post spawn. And a lot of the time, although there's a hell of a lot of utility for FNATIC, it can be difficult to get back in.
Well, that's it, and they have to do well on the same main fight. Still a trap, protecting that backside. They'll know there's more players coming this way. AtaKaptan to use this Cosmic Divide to make it harder to push forward on the site. The drone is being used by crashies, but they come through sand, through main, and into AtaKaptan. A nice opening pick to start with. Alpha tag down low. Time still ticking. They're going to have to take some risks now. Run forward into these angles and give the fights to FUT. The stun has caught qRaxs though. I mean, yetujey down. The pressure's now on. Surrounded on the side is MrFaliN. He has to take them all down, and he hasn't quite got what it takes. The time though has ran too low. Solves the stun. kaajak got the operator, but he couldn't get around there. Smokes kept them safe for a moment. Chronicle good to defend after the first. And it makes it at least a positive trade. The stun not followed up on, and kaajak setting back up with the operator. He's in the angle, and he's out of the round. qRaxs with some well-delivered shots. But there's still players on the side. There's still some to contend with. Rolling Thunder won't hit onto crashies. He's still here, still defending the site and dropping the spike to the floor with yetujey on 11 HP. And the spike down in the open time going to tick away and allow some more FNATIC players to get into position. Alpha's here, crashies is up on satellite, and Boaster in heaven. They don't even, from the side of FUT, have an angle to fight from. They don't have an iota of where to take this. Planting and hoping for the best is the only hope they have.
qRaxs needs to hit some shots. yetujey's only goal is to play that off angle and try and deny the player from dish. qRaxs is expecting players to come from above, but he's already spotted one of the bullets. He has found the kill, though. It's now left onto yetujey. Just 11 HP. That shot's for free. Spins back around, but not quite there. And the ultimates that are available, qRaxs could deny a lot of them, but they are really taking map control. And Boaster just ults the spawn.
To see that laser come down in their actual spawn. They might not expect this either. Alpha up close, peeked in by yetujey. FUT managing to trade it back to even numbers.
That's so much info. It lets them know there's only one man currently within that A site, but the rotations are incredibly quick. They will have seen that Boaster is full sprint in order to try and get back into position. Zeus already going to be delayed, denied, and that is crashies to find another. Gets the timing spot on, and that clock is ticking. Nice work from AtaKaptan, though. He may have needed a little bit more the first time towards the end of the round. That Zeus is still standing with the spike down on the deck. He needs this kill nice and fast. I don't know if he spotted him, but he's got the kill anyway. Down to the 1 versus 1, facing off against kaajak, but look at the ult.
10 seconds left.
That showstopper available, just waiting for him to round that corner, knowing there'll be someone
Not
there.
where it's likely to be used either, because FUT have invested quite light. Again, this aggression comes in from FNATIC. They push north side. One's even activated the trap, and yetujey knows he's got a free kill. That's an upgrade to a weapon as well, and about as good of a start as you could hope for if you're a FUT fan. That's not a great follow-up, but at least they've dropped Alpha and taken another in the form of Boaster. This is quickly gone from a situation where FUT think if we do damage, this is great, to we should win this round.
Unless crashies has something to say about it. We've highlighted him throughout the map. Someone that can
Not ready yet.
and has been doing immense amount of damage.
Found them.
Finding an isolated battle is not going to be easy. Fakes the drop,
Shock dart.
knows where Zeus is. The shock dart is going to do a large amount of damage, but MrFaliN is just waiting for that contact. Sitting there with the stinger and the time is ticking away. No! They put this into the right place. It could end the round, but instead, because of the ultimate that's been used, that null command, it leaves them stuck on the site.
crashies push satellite as well. If he goes down, it's a big problem. Site control being held onto with both hands. kaajak and Chronicle, the ones doing the work there. Very late play, though, from yetujey. They're going to now pump the brakes, not just because of that showstopper, but because they were waiting for this, the chance to catch crashies off, but he spots them just about. And with that info now in their hand, so, well, crashies almost goes down anyways. They fall back. They reset into this much more passive play. I believe it's quite far away, but that chamber trap, if it's still online for B, it's a ton of information. But eventually, if FUT do just pump the brakes, if they do just wait, FNATIC will start sending players back the other way.
Normally you might expect the cosmic divide here, but with two players in the site, that could be counterintuitive. You're going to almost lock yourselves out of isolating some of those battles. I think they need to wait for someone to find a gap, and that gap was found. AtaKaptan again has been so good from Sand. This has been his spot of the map, and well, the remaining two back in spawn.
Shock dart.
It was a moment where FNATIC looked set to run away with this. Their economy was set up well, their ult economy miles ahead, and now they're just jumping into the fray. AtaKaptan denied the ace, but the 4-piece surely has done enough. yetujey, well, he's around in the spawn. He's legging it, taking his time, taking the rope right now. This is risky. I mean, if crashies lands the kill on MrFaliN, this could be the end. But MrFaliN is just dancing in and out of the angle, buying all the time for the north side. That will be not declined, not denied, but ignored. Movement comes instead towards the B site. Zeus's ult activated, and the Rolling Thunder, although it does stun them up, I didn't think it would play that big a role. Zeus gets caught, still up in heaven. The spike goes in the other direction, though. This is a massive rotation from the side of FUT where, well, they've had success on Sand. Why not go back to the A side?
Yeah, there's still crashes around, though. A quick rotation, that's the thing. You can go through the middle of the map and get there relatively soon, and Alfajer is the biggest point of contention up above.
Teleport's ready.
The one. So MrFaliN up close. Well, he has been dealt with, to say the least, and the reveal hadn't even found its way to the site yet. qRaxs with a good attempt, but only the one to be found. The 4 players facing him down proved to be too much to handle. AtaKaptan sure had a star in the door, causing a problem. Now they think AtaKaptan is the main danger, and they are so wrong about that. yetujey here for the trade. That, well, if AtaKaptan went down, kaajak at least finds something on the site. crashies to emerge from the smoke. yetujey heard him drop down. They know now where 2 of these players are. Dealing with them is a different story, you would think, but not when Zeus is on the scene. Left to Boaster, 38 HP, the spike in his possession, and the B site wide open. But that's about where the advantages dissipate.
Yeah, if he doesn't win this clutch, I think that's every single pistol going the way
Would be.
of FUT. Doesn't have much to play with even. No smokes online. It's just going to have to come down to the firefights. He's been good in clutches before, but they are sending that low man in first. The plan to trade, knowing exactly where he is, and Fire doesn't even have the bullets at this point to do anything. Was hoping like the the north side is their point of call.
You have to, in a round like this where there's so many weaknesses brought to bear with your weaponry, this is where you make up for that with some aggression. Nice flash. Follow-up not quite there from Zeus. AtaKaptan putting on his best foot forward, but he won't catch them. The reload needed. The rest of the cavalry, though, rounds the corner, and crashies 7 HP. He isn't long for this world. That's the spike. Boaster steps in, but he's into heavy traffic. It's a big mistake. And the 2v3 taking a 1v1. He hoped they'd be caught off guard. They'd be looking the other way, and they are now.
Better.
yetujey's going to be facing an aid on the way through. I was waiting for a flash, but nothing appears. In fact, it is just the dry pinks, the swings in, and my goodness, it did not work. They have been shut down. But with these weaker weapons, perhaps they can make up for it elsewhere. Alpha on the rope finds nothing. Is eliminated immediately. And Chronicle with a single flash left, and crashies, at least with the Guardian. They've got a 2v5 to try to recover. FUT reaching double digits this early on. This is a very scary prospect for FNATIC. They can feel that Masters slot slipping from their grasp with every passing round. And it's not just the fact that we're seeing FUT win, it's that we're seeing them win now convincingly. That's what's worrying, not just here in this round.
Oh, they have a chance to isolate AtaKaptan, but the cavalry has arrived. Counter stun thrown in. It'll be
And the rest, they're leaving to destiny.
wow. Destiny sometimes comes in the form of AtaKaptan, but not this round. Bo3 has managed to shut him down. Probably the most influential player in this map so far. Oh, yetujey is on the outskirts, hoping maybe somebody walks back into a trip so he can get an opener, but it's not looking too likely.
30 seconds left.
MrFaliN's plan, though, is an attempt to try and deny that plan. This is going to make things a little bit more shaky. In fact, with the spam through, qRaxs has made this one very interesting indeed.
Rolling Thunder has to be used to try to bridge the gap, and Alfajer is the one to connect the kill on the back of it, but his teammates are thinning out as we speak. Chronicle and Boaster already gone. He's only got crashies, who is stuck in a corner on the site. A wall goes up the fast lane, and crashies takes advantage of it, steps in for the kill on xeus, but that's all he gets. qRaxs, 4 kills under his belt, but the op still to be crossed, still to be dealt with. They've made it to the site, and now Alpha's the one who has to step forward. It's already being diffused halfway. Alpha needs to swing now and confirm it's not all the way. He doesn't land the shot. MrFaliN needs to bait him into another duel. Then MrFaliN.
These two teams showing that they are always to be feared. And while xeus has decided that this round belongs to him, already finding the open on to crashies. The other three.
xeus in a deep push takes down crashies. Crashies, who had his Hunter's Fury online, a big help when it comes to clearing a lot of these positions. We've seen it used proactively. We've seen it in post plants. Now we won't even see kaajak make it to a post plant. The spike has barely moved. No ground really taken. The ground being taken away from them, players being removed, even suppressed, revealed as a result. The information is there, the weaponry, the advantages for FUT, and 35 seconds with 3 players coming in from the same angle with a cosmic divide blocking them out. FNATIC, we're talking about them being knocked out of kickoff. Well, I'll tell you what, they may be locked out of this round. There is a firing squad waiting for them. Orbital Strike is not covering what it needs to. It gives a little angle, actually. Works as a smoke. Boaster fires back through it, and color me incorrect, but 12 seconds left. The spike needs to be planted, and AtaKaptan still here, buying time, running down the clock, and running. Say that. All right, well, 6 chances for FUT to close this out. First, they got to deal with Alfajer. I think he's soon to get a kill. No, the brim's not quite there. That's no Sage ponytail, and as a result, yetujey gets one. And the cage gives him cover to fall right back. It's the free opening pick again. FUT have been working the map so well in these early duels.
Already, the man who was a big part of their victory yesterday has dissipated. xeus, someone we heard FNATIC was after, still standing, and look at the positioning. Look how far they have pushed in the round. He has boxed them in. Alfajer, though, looks to punch right through that box. A first kill will set them up, but there is the man of the moment coming in from behind. yetujey picking up another. It will be left onto crashies, a master of the clutch, but this one seems a clutch too far.